Since its reveal at E3 2016, I haven't really known what to make of Days Gone. It's a not zombie game. Okay. It's an open world adventure. Alright. It's also about resource management and survival. Okay, cool, but what is it? What does the sum of all of these parts actually look like as a video game in 2019? Well, after getting to play roughly 5 hours of it for myself, I finally got an answer to my question. I quickly felt at home with Days Gone's controls, as the systems at play all feel very familiar to anyone who spent time in an open world over the last few years. And the elements that we've seen before are executed extremely well. Scavenging for supplies while sneaking around an abandoned motel full of monsters is appropriately tense, and the same goes for trying to clear a bandit outpost to unlock a new fast travel point. Walking into one of their ambushes is equal parts shamefully frustrating and exhilarating, choosing from a wide variety of useful skill upgrades is decidedly nerve-wracking, and melee and ranged combat encounters are, for the most part, both exciting and brutally satisfying. And while I'll admit that I initially rolled my eyes at yet another gruff white male protagonist, especially one with such a gruff white male protagonist-y name as Deacon St. John, I ended up getting far more invested than I'd initially expected. I shouldn't be surprised, I suppose. I mean, this is a first-party Sony title, and Bend is no stranger to writing around well-developed characters. Though an early-on reference to Zen and the art of motorcycle maintenance had me prepared for a lot of cliches written with big hammy fists, I found myself enjoying the several threads of storylines I got to pull at, predictable plot twists and all. The only goal you have at the onset is to get the hell out of Dodge, but this is smoothly MacGuffined into a quest loop when Deacon's bike is stolen and chopped for parts, resulting in him needing to spend the rest of the game building a new one. This eventually leads to a main story that will seemingly chase leads from Deacon's past as he tries to press forward, but the game also uses the idea of storylines to smartly track all of your secondary progress throughout the world. Clearing out freaker infestations or enemy camps all further their own storyline and improve your relationships with the various survivor camps you've managed to ally yourself with. From these camps, you're able to start new quests or purchase weapons and upgrade your bike using credit that you've earned. It's a clever bit of world building, this particular currency system. You don't trade in bottle caps or bullets, rather you simply build credit with a camp by doing them favors. The more favors you do for a given camp, the more they'll trust you, allowing you access to their more valuable gear. You'll need the best possible equipment too, since it seems like the devs weren't kidding with their whole "the world comes for you" tagline. I explored two of Days Gone's biomes, the Cascade Wilderness, which we've seen in like every trailer, and the Belknap Hot Springs, a rocky stretch of high desert pocked with small pools and rivulets. And while I never ran into any of the massive hordes that I'd battled in previous demos, I never felt what you'd call safe either. There was always something ready to prey on me, whether it was a human or a freaker or just a really pissed off bear. Ultimately, Days Gone seems like a sturdy hodgepodge of familiar tropes and mechanics, and I really enjoyed the few hours that I spent with it. The big question I have is no longer, is Days Gone fun to play, because the answer there is yes. The real issue now is Days Gone fun to play for 30 plus hours? And my answer to that is, hopefully. For more on Days Gone, check out what players thought of it at PAX South, or for something a little more in-depth, take a detailed look at the game's combat system with the developers. For all your other zombie, freaker, infected, or otherwise pseudo-undead needs, you're already in the right place here at IGN.
Many of you left. How many? Okay. At last.